Once you're in a funnel, you then proceed creating your pages. Now, we're not going to go into details of the strategy on how you create pages and how you choose to create pages. That's covered in other videos. Right now, we're going to just look at a functionality. So you click on Create New Page, and then based on the type of page that you want to create, whether you're building a funnel to acquire new customers that are completely cold traffic, or you're building a funnel to upsell existing customers, based on what you want to do, you'll choose a specific page. Let's assume that right now we're just building a lead capture. So you can choose amongst the templates that we have, where we add templates all the time. You can choose a page. At this point, we give a title to the page. Let's call it Welcome to My Book Funnel. And we're going to give the address. We're going to give the page an address. In this case, we decided this is our home page, so to speak. It's the page where people will land, and when they will use the URL example42.salesjet.io, that's exactly the page that they're going to see. All right, so now we have the page, and we can dive into the various aspects that SalesJet offer you. So first of all, the design of the page, the ability to publish it, obviously, and to review it briefly, but we're going to take a look at the design. And then you have the general settings of the page, which is basically what funnel it belongs to and the data that we were looking at before, and the page flow. The page flow is probably where the magic is when it comes to SalesJet. We're going to take a look at that in a second. The most important piece, though, that you want to start from is the design. Let's take a look at the design. Our design editor is actually extremely simple. You can start from a template or from scratches, but in this case, we are starting from a template. And you have different templates depending on the type of funnel that you're building. Okay, by clicking on any element on the page, you can modify it. For example, in this case, we are clicking on an image, and if we want to change the image, we just have to double click it, and it opens the ability for us to, for example, drag and drop new images that we have on our desktop, or the ability to go on unsplash.com and select amongst the images that are free. For example, book. And you can go in and choose images that are aligned to your funnel and create a better branding overall. So in this case, we have in this page a few elements. One are like titles and copy. As you can see here, we have titles and copy. And when we click on any of those elements, you can play with it. Okay, you have on the right side a menu that allows you to. It's very, very intuitive and allows you to understand all the elements that are connected to it. You can increase the font clearly. You can change the font, and you can change the text color and so on. So this is true for every text that you have inside of our platform. Images, if you've seen, you just have to double click and then you can do anything you want with the images. And there are many functions that you'll discover as I'm going to go over all of them through our training. For example, one fun one is the one related to the background. By clicking on the background, you can then choose to select an image as the background of your funnel. Now, in this case, it definitely does not apply. We don't like that, right? But you can play with it. You can make parallel effect and or then decide, no, I don't like it. Poof, and it's gone and it's done. It's very simple. You can obviously then add sections, and those sections can be you can play with it. You can change the size. You see, of the different elements. You can say, okay, after I show them this, I probably want to create, by clicking, you see how intuitive it is, add element. It's very simple. I probably want to create image. So we drag and drop it. And then let's say we put this one. And then here we want to put another image. And in this case, we're going to take this one. There you go. And then you were saying, but we don't like it very much because we don't like the size of it. So by going on the green arrow, we can reshape it, resize it, and do it for both. So basically, through SalesJet, you can really play the game at a different level. And then you say, okay, so we have those two images, and now we want to add some text below. So we click on it, we get text. Same thing for this one. Click on it, we get text. Very good. Now we might say that we don't like the fact that the text goes past the sides of the picture. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to create a little padding so that we can make it all aligned, so that we like it, that we don't like very much. And by going over the text, we say, oh, we duplicate these elements, and then drag and drop it right next to it. Voila. Here you go. So just by playing with the elements, you can create any design you want. And if you want to take a look at how the page looks like, you can click on preview, and it shows you, oh, that's the way it looks like. And you might say, you know what, I really don't like that. I don't like the whole piece. So let me just remove it. This allows you to look at a website that you like and just rebuild the website and the elements of the website however you like it to be. Now, in this page specifically, we are obviously capturing some leads. So when you want to capture leads, you need a form like the one that we are looking at right now. In this case, for example, I don't really like the button with the corners that are squared. So we will probably change that. So round corners, okay, all corners, right? And then we're gonna make them rounder. I like it way better. Okay, so when you have a form, you have some elements inside of SalesJet that have some additional functions. Like a form, obviously, needs to do something, needs to collect your name, your address, and do something with it. So let's take a look. By clicking on the form, you see here it's a field, text field. And here is the whole form. So when I have the form, I can decide what action the form should do. It can show a message, well, thank you, for example, or redirect to a page, so the person fills the form and it redirects, for example, to the thank you page. Or you can have a specific address, email, website, or video, or anything that you want it to redirect to. So you can choose what action you want from the form. As far as the fields here, for example, in this case, you can see the position, the width, and so on. But then by going on settings, you can decide which attributes give to the lead. So this field is the first name, and it will tell SalesJet what to do with the information that your lead will put in here. So the first name, and here is going to be obviously email. Now, just by looking at the labels that we put here, it will allow you to very easily understand the elements of the page. So this is a short review of our page editor. You can learn about more elements and what the elements are. For example, you can add buttons and then add functionality to buttons. It's called click action. You can send to a link, to a page link, to a product download, a purchase, add to cart. You can do all those things, and you can build any kind of website you want. And if you don't like it, you just delete it. Oh, and let's say that you want to do A/B testing. Oh, nothing easier. So you go back to your page and you just duplicate it. All right, now you have two of the same, and you can go in and modify anything you want in this page. All right, guys, I hope that you like this simple overview of our design and our page editor. Now we're going to take a look at the flow.